Hey, cyber business pros, welcome to the 10-minute Cyber Pulse. This week, we've got some big update. The industry just took a first step toward real security standards for AI. The government is pulling back support for election security, and a smarter way to do threat intelligence is on the horizon. Plus, there are a few other stories worth your time. Let's get into it. We'll start with the market watch and see what's moving in the cybersecurity market this week. First up, Island just raised $250 million. If you're not familiar, Island makes a secure enterprise browser, basically a web browser built with cybersecurity features baked in. Think Zero Trust, built right into how your team uses the web. This was a Series E round led by Code2, and it brings Island's valuation up to $4.8 billion. They've got around 450 business customers right now, and this funding will help them grow the team and keep building. Next, Dataminr raised $85 million. They use AI to scan the public internet, text, images, video, and even sensor data, and send real-time alerts on emerging threats or events. It's used for everything from cyber risk to physical security. The new investment came from Night Dragon and HSBC. They're putting that money toward expanding in Europe and beefing up their generative AI capabilities. Then there's Charm Security coming out of stealth with $8 million. Their focus is human-centric fraud and social engineering, basically helping businesses detect and stop scams before they happen, especially scams that target their customers. They use AI to monitor exposure and risk patterns, and then help security teams take action. The round was led by Team 8, and the funding will go toward growing the team and product. And last up, Styx Intelligence out of Vancouver closed $2.7 million seed round. They're working on digital risk protection, things like phishing, impersonation scams, and deepfakes that target your brand. They're using AI to catch these threats early and keep your digital footprint clean. This round was led by BDC, with several other VCs involved. They're aiming to expand the platform and bring on more talent. That's your market watch for this week. Next is a major shakeup in election security. The Trump administration has officially cut off federal support for two of the biggest cybersecurity programs that help protect U.S. elections. Funding for the EI ISAC and the MS ISAC, run by the Center for Internet Security, has been terminated. These programs were crucial for sharing cyber threat intel with state and local election officials. They help monitor systems, respond to incidents, and keep elections secure. That funding used to come through CSA, but with the administration's new budget direction, those dollars are gone. According to reporting from InfoSecurity magazine and the AP, about $10 million a year in support has disappeared. And now the nonprofit behind those programs is trying to figure out how to keep things running without it. Election officials and cybersecurity leaders are sounding the alarm. They say this move could leave critical systems exposed, especially with the 2026 midterms already on the horizon. Let's talk about advances in cyber threat intelligence technology. Right now, threat intel is shared in formats like Styx and JSON. These are great for structure, but they're flat. They don't show the full picture or the relationships between different pieces of intel. According to Dark Reading, researchers are working on a new model called a Cyber Threat Intelligence Ontology, or CTIO. It builds on an existing framework called GIST Cyber, and it uses something called knowledge graphs and the Web Ontology Language, or OWL. What this means is, instead of just listing threats, you'll be able to map out how they connect, who's behind the attack, what tactics they use, and what vulnerabilities they target. You'll get a full searchable map of the threat landscape. This format is also much better for AI tools because it adds context and structure that machines can actually work with. Now, this isn't a tool you can use today, but it's part of a bigger trend, making threat intelligence smarter, more visual, and more actionable. If you're a vendor working with CTI, this is something to track. It could affect how your product ingests data, powers automation, or supports analysis. The takeaway is that threat intel is getting an upgrade, and the vendors who get ready now could have a serious edge later. If you work in B2B SaaS cybersecurity and you're using LinkedIn to reach your buyers, you already know this platform is where the industry shows up. But most vendors are still flying blind when it comes to how the algorithm actually works. This is why this next report is such a big deal. Richard Vanderbloom's 2025 LinkedIn algorithm report is coming soon, and it's based on research from over 10,000 posts. Every year, his analysis sets the standard for how to actually get results on LinkedIn, especially for B2B. If you're in cybersecurity, marketing, or sales, this is the playbook you want. what post performs the best, what the algorithm favors, how to build reach without burning out. This report is highly anticipated and honestly a must-buy for vendors who are serious about using LinkedIn as a real go-to-market channel, not just a dumping ground for posts that go nowhere. You can join the waitlist now for early access to the report and the new content and algorithm playbook. Link is in the description. I'll be diving into it once it drops, so stay tuned for key takeaways. Now, according to reporting from Reuters, a 19-year-old staffer in Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, aka DOGE, has been linked to a known cybercrime group. The staffer's name is Edward Korestein, and online he went by the handle Big Balls. Yeah, you heard that right. Before joining DOGE, Korestein ran a company called Diamond CDN. It offered network services, think protection from DDoS attacks, caching, and that kind of thing. But it turns out one of their clients was a cybercriminal crew called eGodly. This group is no joke. They've been tied to stolen data marketplaces and even cyberstalking an FBI agent. There's no public comment yet from Korestein, and it's not clear what his current role is within DOGE. But the fact that someone with any ties to a group like eGodly is now working in a government department focused on digital efficiency, that's raising a lot of eyebrows. It's a strong reminder that cybersecurity isn't just about tools and tech. It's about people. Vetting matters, especially when someone's stepping into a role that could touch government systems. We'll keep tracking this story. I have a feeling we haven't heard the last of it. Now let's talk about something that's flying under the radar but could be huge for AI and cloud vendors. The Cloud Security Alliance, or CSA, just expanded its STAR program. That's their Security, Trust, Assurance, and Risk Framework, to include a new initiative focused on AI. It's called STAR for AI, and the goal is to give the industry a shared set of security standards and certifications specifically for artificial intelligence services. Right now, there's no universal way to measure whether an AI service is secure, trustworthy, or compliant. That's a problem, especially as more businesses rely on AI tools to make decisions, manage data, or even power security operations. STAR for AI aims to fix that with 4 key pieces. 1, a control matrix tailored to AI risks. 2, a safety pledge companies can publicly adopt. 3, an auditing and certification program. 4, inclusion in the CSA's public STAR registry. It builds on existing standards like ISO 27001 and the new ISO 42001, but it adds AI-specific controls around things like data handling, model transparency, and system integrity. And to help vendors get ready, CISA released a STAR Prep Kit, a collection of FAQs, guides, and resources to help companies understand what STAR is, how it works, and how to prepare for assessments. This is still an early rollout, but here's why you should care. If you build or sell AI-powered security products, or anything in the cloud, this could become the next must-have certification, especially for enterprise or regulated customers. We'll keep tracking how it rolls out, but this is one of the first serious industry-led efforts to bring structure and accountability to AI security. More on that in the links below. That's it for this week's Cyber Pulse. If you found this helpful, give it a like and subscribe. Stay on top of what's happening in the business of cybersecurity. And if you want to connect with other cyber business pros just like yourself, join the community at bootstrapcyber.com. I'll be back next week with more stories. Until then, keep hacking your success.